Hello viewers, welcome to 𝗕𝗏. We are going to discuss about National Means Cum Merit Scholarship Examination, which is famously known as NMMS examination. It consists of two parts, MAT and SAT. MAT means Mental Aptitude Test and SAT means Scholastic Aptitude Test. Each one comprises of 90 questions. Of course, in Scholastic Aptitude Test, mathematics is given for 20 marks and 20 questions will be there. Okay, so we are going to discuss one more interesting topic from this, that is commercial mathematics. Most of the times we can observe that while coming to commercial mathematics, what areas are covered in this means we can observe the problems related to ratio and proportion, percentages, then profit and loss, discount, VAT, all these topics are covered under this. And what type of problems will be given in this and how do we solve them? We are going to discuss them now. Chalo, let us look at the screen. We are going to discuss them one by one. Now, what are the key points in this means? First, whenever we talk about simple interest, we know that the formula is I is equal to PTR by 100. Of course, while coming to compound interest also, the formula is A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Then, what is the basic difference between simple interest and compound interest? So, do you know, simple interest in which the principal amount remains the same. On the other hand, when we are talking about compound interest, the principal keeps on changing. How will it change? Is it not interesting? The point is, compound interest means it is compounded yearly or half yearly, like that. When it is compound, what is meant by compounding? Every time the interest is added to the principal amount and that will become the new principal, and on that the interest is calculated. That's why it is like compound interest means it is calculating interest on interest, right? This is somewhat interesting. Now, related to these things, further if we talk about profit and loss, we know that cost price, selling price, here we get sometimes profit, sometimes loss. When do we get profit and when do we get loss? In general, when selling price is more than the cost price, we get a profit. On the other hand, when selling price is less than the cost price, then at that time we get a loss. And what do you mean by percentage? Percentage means simply expressing per 100. Means these are some of the important items which we have to discuss. Now, this is time for us to go for some problems. Just look at the screen. We try to solve the problems related to this. Now just observe here. The first problem goes on like this. It is a problem related with percentages. Percentage means per 100. So easily we can observe that it is 8% means 8 by 100, of means into 400, minus 4% means 4 by 100, of means into 800, plus 1% means 1 by 100 into 500. So if once you know the notations, it is a very easy problem. 100 divides 400 4 times, and 100 divides 800 8 times, and 100 divides 500 5 times. So what else? 8 4s are 32, minus 4 8s are 32, plus 5 1s are 5. So what else? 32 minus 32 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. That's so we can see that this is the required solution. It is more or less based on a simple idea that if you know what is the concept of percentage. Percentage means per 100. And remember that percentage is like an operator. Then how will it work? Suppose if we say 50%, the percentage number appears the same, but 50% of 400 is 200. On the other hand, 50% of 100 is 50. Means it is like the operator. on which number it is operating, accordingly the final result which we get differs. Now let us check one more problem. Here it is given 14% of a number is 35. Then what is the number? Because we don't know the number, consider it like x. So 14%, percent means 100, into half means into number, because we don't know, we take it x. Is means is equal to 35. It is as simple as it is. If you can convert this mathematical expression like this, then it is very easy. Now it is in the form of an equation. Simply, how can we do this? X is equal to 35. This 14 by 100 will become 100 by 14. Means actually here you can understand that it is x is equal to 35 divided by 14 by 100. So that's how you get this. Now what else? Here 7 2 times and here 7 5 times and 2 here 50 times. So 5 into 50 is 250. So we can observe that the required number is 250. More or less, if you can convert the verbal statement into the mathematical form, then you get the equation and we can solve such type of problems very easily while coming to the percentages. Percentage means per 100. So 14% means 14 by 100. Right? Then half means into number, because we don't know or we have to find this number, so we considered it x. Right? That is 35 means is equal to 35. That's how we solve this problem. Right? Now let us go for one more problem. Just look at the screen. Here this is also more or less the same type of problem you observe. Because we don't know this number, what do? Yes, you are right. We take it like some x. So 30% means 30 by 100. Half means into. Again 40% means 40 by 100 of x is means is equal to 69. What we have to find? The number. The number already we took x, means simply this is an equation in one variable, we have to find x. So here right here this 0 we can cancel, and what else? X is equal to 69 into 10 by 3 into 10 by 4. Okay, 3 here 32 times, and of course here 4 here again 8 times. So you can see that it is 8 into 10 into 10. 800 is the required number. Okay, this is the way in which we can solve the problems. Just you can observe that in the option that is provided, actually this is one of the previous question papers and they did not specify the answer in this, right? But the procedure is the same. Whatever the way in which we solve these problems, this procedure is the same. 30% of 40% of x is 69. After simplifications, we can observe 3 by 10 into 4 by 10 into x is 69. So x is equal to 69 into 10 by 3 into 10 by 4. 3 here 32 times and 4 8 times. So 8 into 10 into 10, 800 is the required number. So this is the way in which we can solve such type of problems. Okay. Now let us go for one more problem. Here sometimes the problems will be related to this. As we discussed earlier, it is related with profit and loss. Okay, a man bought 18 oranges for 1 rupee and sold them at 12 oranges for a rupee. What is the profit percentage? Here it is seemed to be like a very lengthy problem and a typical one, but it is a very simple problem. Just observe. How many oranges he bought? 18 oranges. 18 oranges means 1.5 dozens, right? And sold 12 oranges means 1 dozen. So what happens here? For 1.5 dozen, 1 dozen he is selling for the same price, means he is getting a profit of half dozen, means half. For every time he is getting half. Half means half of 100. is how much? 50%. So clearly we can observe that 50% is his profit. Okay. So just simply you observe this 18 oranges, cost price is 1.5 dozen for 1 rupee and selling price is 1 dozen for 1 rupee. Means every time he is getting a profit of half dozen oranges amount is his profit. Half dozen means half dozen of this. When you express it for in terms of percentages, you can see it is 50%. So don't think that every time we have to do a very lengthy calculations. How do we solve the problems? How do we view the problem? That is more and more important. If once you understand, if you can read the problem and understand, easily you can solve these problems. No need for us to do more and more manual work, right? No need of doing so many calculations. Just you try to analyze the problem, what is given, what we have to find. Then in a more comfortable manner, we can solve that. Now let us go for one more. Here you observe, a number exceeds 20% of itself by 40. Okay, we don't know what is the number. So first you take it x. Exceeds means this is larger. It is, the number is larger. Larger than what? 20% of itself. Itself means x. 20% of x means 20 by 100 into x. Then it is given 40. You observe, number is taken x, 20% of itself means 20% of x, and exceeds means excess. The number is excess. How much excess? 40. So when once you reach this, you can see that it is x minus x by 5 is 40. Okay, it is by 1. So simply we multiply both numerator and denominator with 5. So 5 and 5x minus x is 4x is 40. So clearly you can observe that x is 40 into 5 by 4. This is 10. So what is the required number? 50. So this is the way in which we can solve such type of problems. Okay, here you can see how we are solving these problems. Just every time we read the mathematical statement and convert them accordingly, right? Now let us go for one more problem. Just look at the screen. What is the percentage decrease if a number decreases from 70 to 42? So number decreased from 70 to 42. So what is the decrease? How much is the decrease? Means 70 minus 42. 70 minus 42 means it is 28. So now you observe the logic. For 70, the decrease is 28. Percentage of decrease you want. Percentage means per 100. Percent means per 100. If it is 100, what is the decrease? Actually here no need to do so many calculations. Again you observe. For 70, it is 28. 70 means there are 7 tens. So for 10, it is 28 by 7, that is 4. So divide both by 7. For 10, the decrease is 4. 100 means you multiply this with 10. So 10 into 10, 100 is 10 into 4, 40. So the required number is 40%. Okay, or you can do it like this also. 28 into 70. Here 100 upon 70. So 7 here 4 times. So 4 into 10, 40%. Okay. This is the way in which you can solve this. So first simply calculate the decrease. Then for 70 it is this much, means here in this particular problem it is 28. But every time it need not be 28. So when it is a decrease, it is calculated for 70. Percentage means per 100. So remember that always percentage means percent, means per 100. So always the calculation is being done per 100. So if it is 100, what will be the decrease? That is what we are calculating there. Okay. Now, so as we discussed earlier, we are just talking about different types of problems like profit and loss. Here it is given like this. Selling price of an article is 4/3 of its cost price. Here you observe, suppose cost price is X, then selling price is 4/3 of X. Then what is the profit? Selling price minus cost price, 4/3 of X minus X, means into 3/3. So you can see that it is X/3. So clearly when you observe, this is 1/3 of X. 1/3 means it is 33.33, or here of course it is not converted, it is 1/3%. Directly you can see that. So how are you going to calculate this now? Here just you observe, just observe here, profit is 1/3 of X. 1/3 of X means it is 33 1/3%. Okay. How do we calculate here? Just again, if you want, for X the profit is 1/3 of X. Percentage means per 100 how much will it be? So 1/3 of X into 100 upon X. So you can see it is 100/3. 100/3 means 33 1/3%. Okay. This is the way in which we can calculate. Okay. Now, as we discussed earlier, we are talking about percentages, increase or decrease in the percentage. Then also we discussed about profit and loss, selling price, cost price. We have seen the problem like the selling of oranges, and now we are talking about the articles. Now let us go for one more problem. Just observe. Here, a tap can fill a tank in 4 hours and another tap B can empty the tank in 6 hours. If both taps are opened together in the empty tank, time taken to fill the tank. Here you observe, one tank is filling it and the other tank is emptying it. Now, how do we do this? First of all, if you consider a tank, what happens? A tap A can fill it in 4 hours. Means in 1 hour, 1/4 of the tank is filled. And B can empty it in 6 hours. This is about A. And what B is doing? B is emptying the tank. So in 6 hours, the complete tank is emptied. Means in each hour, it empties 1/6 of it. So 1/4 is filled and 1/6 is emptied. So how much water will be left means their difference. So simply we take the LCM of these two. You can take 12. Here 4 divides 12 3 times. So 3 1s are 3 minus 6 divides 12 2 times. 2 1s are 2. Or even you can take it like 1/4 into 3/3 and this is into 2/2. That's how you get this. Now it is 1/12. Means in 1 hour 1/12 of the tank is filled. So how much time it needs means 12 hours time is needed to fill the tank completely, right? So this is the way in which we can go for the problems of this type. Now let us go for one more problem. A certain sum of money amounts to rupees 1125 in 5 years and 1200 in 8 years. Then find the sum. Here these type of problems, when you are going for, you observe it carefully. What is the duration? This is for 8 years and this is for 5 years. So what is the difference? 8 years minus 5 years means 3 years. In 3 years, what is the difference in the amounts? 1200 minus 1125 means 75 rupees. Correct? Observe. In 3 years increase is 75 rupees. Means in 1 year it is 25 rupees. Here for the first one it is 5 years. So 1 year 25 rupees means 5 years means 5 into 25. It is 125 rupees. So what is the interest in 5 years? 125 rupees. So total amount is 1125. From in this 125 rupees is interest. So what is the principal amount now? 1000 rupees. So what is the sum? 1000 rupees. So when we are considering a sum of 1000 rupees, so you can get 5 years interest is 125 rupees, means here you can see that the rate of interest is 2.5% per annum. Okay, per annum the rate of interest is 2.5%. So in 5 years you are getting 5 into 25 125 rupees, and in 8 years you are getting 200 rupees interest. Okay, so we have seen how do we calculate the problems related to simple interest. So profit and loss problems we have seen, simple interest we have seen, and percentages also we have seen. Now how do we go for the other problems? Let us see. Here the next question goes like this, just look at the screen. While selling a watch, a shopkeeper gives a discount of 5%. If he gives a discount of 7%, he earns 15% less as profit. The market price of the watch is. Remember that whenever discount is considered, discount is always calculated on market price. That is the first point you have to remember. Discount is calculated on market price. Okay. Now there are two things. He is giving a discount of 5% and discount of 7%. If suppose market price is X rupees, discount is 5%, means what is the selling price now? Here it becomes X minus of 5x by 100. X minus of 5x by 100, that is X minus X by 20. So it is 19 by 20x. So this is when the discount is 5%. On the other hand, suppose 7% discount is given, then it becomes the discount is 93x by 100. So how do you calculate the profit? How do you obtain the profit? Profit is obtained when we are considering market price, from which whatever the selling price is there, the difference of selling price and cost price is the profit. Here after giving a discount you are getting selling price. Okay. So when the difference is 7% and 5%, means what is the difference? 2%. When it is 2%, you are getting 15 less as a profit. So how we are going to do this? So 2% 15 means 1% means how will it be? It is 7.5. So you want 100%. 100% means it is 7.5 times 100. So simply you can observe that it is rupees 750. Actually here if you calculate like this, it takes so much of time. Instead of this, like the previous problem, if you go for their difference 7% and 5%, so the difference is 2. At the time you are getting profit is 15 rupees less. So 2% is giving 15 rupees less, means 1% will give 7.5. So 100% means 750. So that's how you can see that the market price of the watch is 750 rupees. Okay, just let us go for one more problem. Here this is a problem of type work. So suppose P alone can do a work in 12 days and P and Q together can complete the same work in 8 days, then Q alone can do in how many days? So for example, a work is to be done by P alone. He is taking 12 days. So in 1 day he can do 1/12 of the work, and P and Q together they will take 8 days, means it is 1/8. So what is the work done by Q? Means together work minus alone work, means 1/8 minus 1 by 12. This is the work done by Q alone in one day. So what is the LCM of 8 and 12? So 24 is the LCM, clearly you can observe. So 8 divides 24, 3 times 3 1 jar 3, minus 12 divides 24, 2 times 2 1 jar 2. 3 minus 2 is 1, so 1 by 24. So in one day he can complete 1 by 24th part of the work. Means how many days time is needed? 24 days time is needed. So complete this work he will take 24 days time. Okay. Now here a man sold 2 houses for 3,75,890 rupees each. On one he gains 15% and on the other he loses 15%. How much does he gain or lose in the whole transaction? Here the first point is, when we are going for such type of problems, there is some simple method. This is selling price. Now irrespective of the selling price, here you observe he gains 15% and loses 15%. Whenever two objects with the same price are sold, and on one he is getting some X% and losing X%, then what happens here is, whenever we are considering two articles are sold for the same amounts, and on one he is getting X% profit and on the other he is getting X% loss. In such situation, simply always the resultant is a loss. Okay, and how much will be the loss? Means it is x square by 100% loss. So it is the shortcut method which you can make use of. So for this particular problem, what happens here, you see now, it is irrespective of the amount of selling price, no need to bother about. X is 15%. So x square by 100. It is 15 square by 100. 15 square means 225 by 100, that is 2.25%. As we discussed earlier, always it is a loss. So that's how you can see that it is a 2.25% loss. Actually, if you go for the procedural method, it takes so much of time for you to solve. For these type of problems, you can use this shortcut method. Most of the times it is irrespective of for how much amount it is being sold. It is irrespective of that amount. Let it be 100 rupees or 1 lakh or 10,000 or 10 crore. The only thing is, it must be selling price, and on one object he should get profit and on the other he should get the loss, and both percentages should be the same. In such situation, always you obtain a loss, and it will be loss whole square by 100%. That's how we can solve this problem. Okay. Okay students, as we observed here, in these types of problems, you can see, especially in commercial mathematics, you will come across the problems like percentages, and then profit and loss, market price, VAT. Like sometimes the problems will be given like a watch is sold for this and 5% of VAT is there. For example, like simply suppose a person bought a watch for 100 rupees and the VAT is some 12%. Then what is the selling price of the watch? Means what do we do? 100 rupees, and for every 100 rupees, 12 rupees is the interest, like the tax. So 100 plus 12, 112 rupees is the price of the watch. Like this, whatever the percentage is given, that we calculate and we add. Sometimes they will give the final amount and they will ask you to find the object. Means they will give the total amount on which it is obtained, or the bill amount, and they will ask you to calculate the VAT. At the time original price is X, on that you have to apply that percentage and you have to equate to the given bill amount. Okay, and as we discussed earlier, simple interest, compound interest, profit and loss, all these types of problems like time and work, time and distance, all these problems will give, but the basic idea is the same in all these things. Okay, if once you understand the idea of ratio and proportion, if you understand what is the formula for simple interest, what is the formula for compound interest, then it is very easy for us to solve the problems of this type. I hope all of you understood the problems which we discussed, and with a little bit of practice, especially while coming to this chapter, you need a little bit of more practice. You have to remember, if once you are thorough with how to apply the percentages idea, then you can solve these problems very easily and quickly. Okay, that's all for now. We will discuss some other topic in our next session. Thank you.